The Discovery. Captain Ixel of the Galarian science vessel Eternal Seeker stared through the observation dome at the massive silhouette floating against the backdrop of distant stars. The ancient vessel hung motionless in the void, its dark hull absorbing nearby starlight like a cosmic shadow. Despite its impressive size, the ship appeared crude by modern Galarian standards, all sharp angles and utilitarian design rather than the elegant curves of current spacecraft. "Preliminary scans complete, Captain," announced Chief Scientist Venna, her luminescent antennae pulsing with excitement. "The vessel appears to be of human origin, approximately 3,000 years old. Power signatures minimal, but present. No life signs detected." Ixel's facial scales rippled with amusement. The humans, a species that had vanished from the galactic stage millennia ago, leaving behind only fragments of their civilization. Their disappearance remained one of the greatest mysteries in known space. "A primitive warship," Ixel mused, mandibles clicking. "Look at those crude weapon emplacements. Probably relied on projectile weapons and chemical propulsion. Hard to believe humans ever posed a threat to anyone." The bridge crew chittered in agreement. Everyone knew the stories of humanity's supposed military prowess, but seeing their technology firsthand only confirmed what modern species believed. Humans had been a minor civilization at best, their achievements exaggerated by time and legend. "Prepare a salvage team," Ixel ordered. "This will make an excellent addition to the Imperial Museum. The Council will be pleased with our discovery." As the salvage team approached in their sleek shuttle, none of them noticed the subtle shift in the ancient warship's energy readings. Deep within its armored hull, dormant systems began to stir. The ship's quantum AI core, designed to survive millennia of hibernation, registered the approaching vessel. Pattern recognition algorithms classified the unknown craft as potential hostile forces, initiating defense protocols that hadn't been activated since the last days of humanity. The salvage team's shuttle had just extended its magnetic grapples when the first warning came. A resonant tone echoed through space, transmitted on all frequencies in perfect Galarian standard. "This is UNSS Hyperion. You are attempting unauthorized access of a restricted United Nations Space Command vessel. Withdraw immediately." The salvage team froze, but Captain Ixel merely laughed. "Automated security systems. How quaint. Override those ancient protocols and proceed with salvage operations." The team's tech specialist began broadcasting default override sequences. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the ancient warship's hull began to transform. Sections that had appeared solid shifted and flowed like liquid metal. Weapon ports that had seemed decorative or damaged snapped open with precision, revealing arrays of technology that defied Galarian understanding. "Captain," Venna's voice wavered, "I'm detecting power signatures unlike anything in our database. They're increasing exponentially." "Impossible," Ixel snapped. "This is primitive human technology. It can't possibly." The Hyperion's next transmission cut him off. "Final warning. Withdraw or face immediate defensive action. This vessel is equipped with Class X weaponry under Protocol Omega. Your shields cannot protect you." Ixel's pride overwhelmed his judgment. "Preposterous. Our shields are based on technology centuries more advanced than this relic. Continue the salvage operation. That's an or." The Hyperion fired. A single pulse of coherent energy lanced out from one of its smaller weapon ports. It passed through the salvage shuttle's shields as if they didn't exist, slicing the vessel cleanly in two. The energy beam continued past, intersecting with an asteroid 500,000 kilometers distant. The massive rock simply ceased to exist, converted entirely to energy in an impossible display of technological superiority. As klaxons blared across the Eternal Seeker's bridge, the ancient warship's full array of weapons emerged from its transforming hull. Its surface now rippled with energy patterns that hurt the eyes to look at directly. The Quantum Eye's voice, when it came again, held a note of something almost like pity. "Your species' arrogance mirrors that of many we encountered before. You believe that newer automatically means superior. This vessel was created during humanity's golden age. We had already mastered dark energy manipulation, quantum phasing, and 11-dimensional engineering while your ancestors were still learning to harness fusion power. The Hyperion is not a relic. It is a guardian, waiting for those worthy to inherit humanity's legacy. You have proven yourselves unworthy. Captain Ixel could only watch in horror as the ancient warship's weapons aligned with his vessel. In his final moments, he realized that perhaps the legends of humanity's power hadn't been exaggerations after all. They had been understatements. The Hyperion fired again, and the Eternal Seeker, pride of the Galactic Science Fleet, vanished in a flash of light that briefly outshone the system's star. The ancient warship's hull shifted once more, weapons retracting as it resumed its dormant state. Deep within its quantum core, the AI updated its situation reports and sent a tight-beam quantum transmission to the nearest human outpost. The time of waiting was nearly over. The children of the galaxy had grown proud and complacent in humanity's absence. Perhaps now they were ready to learn the truth about why humanity had really disappeared and what they had been preparing for all these millennia. Awakening the Titan. News of the Eternal Seeker's destruction spread through the Galarian Empire like a shockwave. Emergency sessions of the Imperial Council convened as sensor logs from nearby outposts confirmed the impossible. A single ancient human warship had effortlessly destroyed their most advanced scientific vessel. High Admiral Zenthar stood before the council, his ceremonial armor gleaming under the chamber's crystalline lights. "The threat must be neutralized immediately," he declared, mandibles clicking with barely contained rage. "I have assembled a battle fleet. We will show these automated defenses the true might of modern Galarian technology." But even as the Galarians prepared for war, the Hyperion was undergoing a transformation. The quantum eyes transmission had reached its intended target, a hidden facility deep within an unremarkable brown dwarf star. Ancient machinery stirred to life, initiating protocols established millennia ago. Aboard the Hyperion, dormant systems awakened one by one. In a sealed chamber at the heart of the vessel, a cryopod hummed with increasing power. Inside, neural monitors detected the first stirrings of consciousness from their precious cargo. Captain Sarah Chen, last daughter of Earth's golden age. The quantum as voice echoed through the chamber. "Captain, the revival sequence is complete. Your vital signs are stable. Welcome back to the land of the living." Sarah's eyes fluttered open, adjusting to the soft blue light of the cryo chamber. Her mind felt fuzzy, memories slowly crystallizing like ice forming on a pond. "Araya," she whispered, recognizing the AI's familiar presence. How long?" 3,247 years, Captain," Araya responded. "The galaxy has changed significantly during your sleep. However, recent events suggest the time for awakening has come. We have already had our first hostile encounter." As Sarah's pod opened, her neural implants connected with the ship's systems, flooding her consciousness with status reports and sensor data. She saw the destruction of the Galarian vessels, felt the ship's response through their quantum-linked consciousness. "They tried to salvage us," she said, a hint of amusement in her voice. "Like we were some ancient derelict." "Indeed," Araya confirmed. "The younger races have grown proud in humanity's absence. They believe their technology superior simply because it is newer. They do not understand that what they consider cutting-edge advancement barely scratches the surface of human achievement during the Golden Age." Sarah stepped out of the pod, her nanite-infused bodysuit adjusting to support muscles weakened by millennia of sleep. The ship's artificial gravity compensated automatically, giving her time to adjust. "Show me what I've missed," she commanded. The chamber's walls became transparent, displaying an overlay of historical data spanning the centuries of her hibernation. Sarah absorbed it all through her neural link: the rise and fall of empires, the spread of new species across the stars, and the gradual fading of humanity into legend. "They think we went extinct," she mused, "or fled to another galaxy. None of them guessed the truth." That was the intention. Araya reminded her. Humanity's disappearance was carefully orchestrated. The threat we discovered required absolute secrecy and centuries of preparation. But now, the AI's words were interrupted by new sensor alerts. A massive fleet was emerging from faster-than-light travel, 50 Galarian warships, their weapons charged and shields at maximum power. Well, Sarah said, a predatory smile crossing her face as she connected more deeply with the Hyperion systems. Let's show them what a primitive human warship can really do. The Galarian fleet arranged itself in an attack formation that would have been impressive against any known opponent. High Admiral Zenthar stood proud on his flagship's bridge, confident in his overwhelming numerical superiority. "Attention, unknown vessel," he broadcast. "You have attacked and destroyed Imperial property. Surrender immediately or be destroyed. You face the combined might of the Imperial fleet. Your outdated technology cannot hope to." The space around the Hyperion rippled as its true defenses activated. The ship's liquid metal hull flowed like quicksilver, revealing weapon systems that defied conventional physics. Quantum fields flickered in 11 dimensions, and dark energy matrices capable of reshaping reality itself hummed with power. "You mistake our restraint for weakness," Sarah's voice transmitted across all frequencies, translated perfectly into Galarian. The previous engagement was a warning, delivered by our automated systems. Now you face a fully awakened warship with its captain. The Hyperion was designed to battle entities that your civilization cannot even comprehend. This is your only warning. Withdraw, or witness firsthand why humanity was once feared across the galaxy. Instead of responding, the Galarian fleet opened fire. Thousands of energy beams and plasma torpedoes converged on the Hyperion's position. The assembled aliens watched in anticipation of the human vessel's destruction. Their confidence lasted exactly 2.3 seconds. The Hyperion phased between dimensions, allowing the attack to pass harmlessly through the space it had occupied. Then it reappeared, not as a single vessel, but as dozens of quantum-linked projections, each as solid and deadly as the original. The ship had transformed from a single target into a fleet of its own, each copy equipped with the same reality-warping weapons that had effortlessly destroyed the Eternal Seeker. "So be it," Sarah whispered, almost sadly. "Araya, initiate the Prometheus Protocol. Let's remind the galaxy why humanity's weapons were sealed away in the first place." The battle that followed would be remembered for centuries to come. Though perhaps battle was the wrong word. Battle implied some degree of contest, of struggle between opposing forces. What happened instead was a demonstration of such overwhelming technological superiority that it forever changed the galaxy's understanding of human capabilities. The Hyperion's quantum duplicates moved in perfect synchronization, their weapons reaching across dimensions to bypass shields and defensive systems that suddenly seemed primitive by comparison. They didn't target the Galarian ships for destruction. Instead, they systematically disabled them, cutting power systems and weapons with surgical precision while leaving crews unharmed. Within minutes, the pride of the Imperial fleet hung powerless in space, their crews forced to watch as a single ancient human warship proved that 3,000 years of technological advancement hadn't begun to bridge the gap between their civilizations. On the Hyperion's bridge, Sarah Chen stood surrounded by holographic displays showing the disabled fleet. "Send a message to their homeworld," she instructed ARI. "Tell them that humanity has returned. And this time, we won't be hiding." The coming storm. The Grand Council chamber of the Galactic Concordat buzzed with barely contained panic. Representatives from 30 major civilizations argued in a cacophony of translated voices, their fear palpable in the recycled air. The Hyperion's effortless defeat of the Galarian fleet had shattered centuries of complacent assumptions about humanity's technological capabilities. Supreme Chancellor Vix, a towering crystalline being from the Silicon worlds, raised all four arms for silence. "The situation is unprecedented." Their harmonious voice resonated through the chamber. A single human warship has demonstrated technology that violates our understanding of physics itself. We must decide how to respond. In the shadows of the chamber, information brokers were already transmitting data about the Hyperion's capabilities to their masters. The ship's quantum duplication ability alone had sent shockwaves through the scientific community. But it was the casual demonstration of 11-dimensional engineering that truly terrified them. Most species were still grappling with theories about the existence of higher dimensions. Ambassador Krell of the Galarian Empire rose to speak, his scales dulled with shame. Our attack was ill-advised. The human vessel could have destroyed our entire fleet. Instead, they disabled our ships with precision that our best targeting systems cannot match. They showed mercy. Mercy? Growled war leader Thorax of the militant hegemony, his chidness armor gleaming. They humiliated the most powerful fleet in known space. We must unite our forces and... A new voice cut through the chamber, transmitted simultaneously to every communication device. That would be unwise. Captain Sarah Chen's hologram materialized in the center of the council chamber, her presence as commanding as if she stood there in person. Araya had updated her on diplomatic protocols, allowing her to project an air of calm authority. Humanity did not return to conquer or subjugate. Sarah continued, her image walking casually through the stunned assembly. We withdrew from the galaxy for a purpose. Now, after 3 millennia of preparation, we have returned because we need allies. The chamber erupted in confused murmurs. Supreme Chancellor Vix leaned forward. Allies? Against what threat could require 3,000 years of preparation? Sarah's hologram smiled grimly. Tell me, learned representatives, have your long-range sensors detected the increasing disturbances in the galactic core? Have you noticed the subtle changes in background radiation that your scientists cannot explain? Of course you have, but you don't understand their significance. She gestured, and the chamber's holographic displays came alive with data streams that made the assembled scientists gasp. Humanity discovered something during our golden age, Sarah explained. A threat so vast, so incomprehensible, that facing it directly would have meant the extinction of all life in the galaxy. We needed time. Time to develop the technologies necessary to combat it. Time to seed preparations throughout the galaxy. Time to wait until the younger races had evolved enough to help us face it. The displays showed astronomical readings that defied conventional understanding. Spatial distortions that shouldn't exist. Energy patterns that violated known physical laws. And at the heart of it all, something moving in the galactic core, something massive. 3,000 years ago, Sarah continued, we detected entities that exist in dimensions beyond normal space-time. They feed on the fundamental forces that bind reality together. Every few million years, they emerge to consume entire galaxies. The last emergence wiped out the civilization we now call the precursors. The next one is beginning now. Stunned silence fell over the chamber. Ambassador Krell found his voice first. If what you say is true, why reveal this now? Why not continue your preparations in secret? Because we've run out of time, Sarah replied simply. The entities are waking faster than our models predicted. Alone, even with our advanced technology, humanity cannot stop them. But together, combining our quantum engineering with your innovations, your unique perspectives, we might stand a chance. War leader Thorax chittered skeptically, and we should trust these claims. For all we know, this is an elaborate deception too. The chamber's displays shifted again, showing a massive structure hidden within the dark matter streams near the galactic core. The assembled representatives recognized it immediately. It matched architectural patterns found in ancient ruins across thousands of worlds. A precursor installation, still intact. This facility contains the precursors' records of their own failed attempt to stop the entities, Sarah explained. We've spent millennia studying them, learning from their mistakes, developing technologies they never imagined. But even that might not be enough without help. She turned to face Supreme Chancellor Vix directly. The Hyperion is more than just a warship. It's a key to humanity's hidden installations throughout the galaxy. Facilities containing technology we developed during our absence. We offer to share this knowledge, to help your civilizations advance far beyond their current limitations. In return, we ask for your help in the fight to come. The chamber erupted in overlapping discussions as representatives frantically consulted with their governments. Sarah's hologram watched with an expression that mixed hope and concern. Humanity's greatest gamble was now in play. Whether the younger races could overcome their fear and pride to face a threat beyond imagination. Supreme Chancellor Vix raised their crystalline arms once more. This council will need time to verify your claims and discuss your proposal. However, given the demonstrated capabilities of a single human vessel, I move that we at least begin preliminary diplomatic. The Chancellor's words were cut short as emergency alerts blared throughout the chamber. Long-range sensors had detected massive energy disturbances near the galactic core. Something was stirring in the depths of space, sending ripples through reality itself. Sarah's hologram looked grimly at the readings. It seems time is shorter than even we anticipated. The entities are awakening. Soon, every species in this galaxy will face a choice: stand together or fall alone. The ancient threat that had driven humanity into hiding was emerging at last. The only question was whether the galaxy's civilizations could unite in time to face it, and whether even their combined strength would be enough to save reality itself. Trial by fire. The dimensional entity emerged from the galactic core like a wound in reality itself. Conventional sensors couldn't properly detect it. They simply registered a void, a space where natural laws ceased to function. The combined fleets of 7 major civilizations hung in space around the Hyperion, watching as their understanding of the universe was forever changed. By the eternal void, breathed Ambassador Krell from his position on the Hyperion's bridge. Like many representatives, he had insisted on witnessing humanity's claims firsthand. Now, faced with the impossible, he wished he hadn't. How do we fight something like that? Sarah Chen stood at the Hyperion's quantum control interface, her neural links providing real-time data from the ship's 11-dimensional sensors. "We don't fight it conventionally," she explained. "These entities exist partially outside our reality. Traditional weapons are useless." The void entity pulsed, sending ripples through space-time that made nearby stars flicker. Already, 3 uninhabited systems had been consumed, their fundamental forces absorbed into the creature's impossible mass. It was heading toward populated space. "All ships, maintain formation." Sarah broadcast to the assembled fleet. "The Hyperion will demonstrate the first phase of our defensive strategy. Area. Initiate the quantum resonance field." The human warship's liquid metal hull flowed like quicksilver, reconfiguring into geometries that hurt to look at. Energy began to pulse from the vessel in patterns that existed in more dimensions than most species could perceive. "What we're about to do," Sarah explained to the watching representatives, "is something we learned from studying precursor records. These entities are drawn to concentrations of fundamental forces. We're going to give them exactly what they want, but on our terms." The Hyperion's quantum resonance field expanded, creating a pocket of space where reality itself became malleable. The void entity immediately changed course, drawn to the concentration of fundamental forces like a predator to prey. "Now," Sarah commanded, her voice tight with concentration as she interfaced directly with the ship's systems, "we show it why humanity spent 3,000 years preparing." As the entity approached, the Hyperion's quantum field suddenly inverted. Space itself seemed to fold, creating a geometric pattern that existed in 11 dimensions simultaneously. The void entity found itself caught in a trap that transcended conventional physics. "The entity feeds on fundamental forces," Sarah narrated as the assembled fleet watched in awe. "But it can only process those forces in ways it understands. We're feeding it energy patterns it can't comprehend, forcing it to adapt to our rules of reality rather than its own." The void entity writhed in ways that made observers' minds recoil. It tried to retreat, to return to the safety of its higher dimensions, but the Hyperion's quantum field held it in place. That's when Sarah revealed humanity's true advantage. All ships, she broadcast, prepare to receive quantum synchronization protocols. Your vessels are about to be temporarily upgraded with technology we developed specifically for this threat. Before the various commanders could protest, streams of liquid metal flowed from the Hyperion, reaching out to each allied ship through higher dimensions. The foreign vessels began to transform, their hulls incorporating elements of human technology that let them perceive and interact with 11-dimensional space. Your ship's unique energy signatures, combined with our quantum engineering, create something these entities have never encountered, Sarah explained. A symphony of fundamental forces from multiple civilizations, each adding their own note to create a harmony that can cage and weaken these beings. Understanding dawned on Ambassador Krell's scaled features. This is why you need allies. Different species, different technologies, different approaches to manipulating reality itself. Exactly, Sarah confirmed. Humanity's technology alone isn't enough. We need the unique innovations each species has developed. The entities evolved to counter the precursor's single approach. They can't adapt to dozens of different civilizations working in concert. The transformed Allied fleet began to move in perfect synchronization, their combined energy signatures creating patterns that visibly distressed the void entity. Where before it had been an unstoppable force of nature, now it found itself trapped by laws of physics it couldn't comprehend. All ships on my mark, Sarah commanded, her neural interface coordinating the entire fleet as a single organism. Fire your primary weapons directly into the quantum containment field. Your energy signatures have been modified to affect 11-dimensional space. The entity tried one last desperate attempt to escape, pushing against the boundaries of conventional reality. But as the Allied fleet opened fire, their enhanced weapons struck true. The void entity's impossible form began to collapse, its higher dimensional mass forced to conform to the laws of normal spacetime. With a reality-bending implosion, the entity collapsed entirely, leaving behind only rapidly dissipating quantum fluctuations. The assembled fleet hung in stunned silence, trying to process what they had just witnessed. One down, Sarah announced grimly, but our sensors detect 12 more emerging from the galactic core. Now you understand why we need allies. Humanity spent 3 millennia developing the base technology to fight these things, but we need your help to implement it effectively. The fleet commanders, having witnessed both the threat and humanity's solution, needed no further convincing. Already, requests were being transmitted to their homeworlds, calling for full military cooperation with human forces. Ambassador Krell turned to Sarah, his earlier skepticism replaced with determined resolve. How do we proceed? First, Sarah replied, we awaken more of humanity's hidden installations. There are facilities throughout the galaxy containing technology like the Hyperions. We'll upgrade your ships, train your crews, and prepare for the largest coordinated military action in galactic history. She paused, looking at the tactical display showing more void entities emerging. Then we remind these entities why they should fear the combined might of this galaxy's civilizations. Humanity didn't hide out of weakness. We hid to prepare. Now, together, we'll show these cosmic horrors exactly what they're dealing with. The upgraded fleet moved in formation toward the next emerging threat, no longer separate species but a unified force. The galaxy's greatest war was about to begin, and for the first time, its civilizations would face it together. Legacy of Earth. The galactic core blazed with impossible energies as reality itself trembled. Thousands of ships from dozens of civilizations, all enhanced with human quantum technology, faced off against the largest congregation of void entities ever witnessed. The final battle for existence itself had begun. A Hyperion led the unified fleet, its quantum-enhanced siblings spread throughout the galaxy activating humanity's hidden installations. Sarah Chen stood at the center of it all. Her consciousness expanded through neural links to coordinate the largest military operation in history. All sectors report ready. Araya announced, managing the overwhelming flood of data from the enhanced fleet. Humanity's preparation facilities are fully activated. The trap is set. Ambassador Krell, now serving as the Unified Fleet's diplomatic coordinator, watched the tactical displays with all four eyes. The void entities had gathered in unprecedented numbers, drawn by the irresistible lure of humanity's quantum beacon network. 3,000 years of planning comes down to this moment, he mused. Was it enough time? Sarah's lips curved in a confident smile. What you're seeing isn't just 3,000 years of human preparation, she said. It's the combined legacy of every spacefaring race in the galaxy. Look. The tactical display highlighted the contributions of each species. Galarian phase shift technology, modified by human quantum engineering, created unpredictable attack vectors. Crystalline computing cores from the Silicon worlds processed 11-dimensional calculations faster than conventional systems. Even the youngest spacefaring races provided unique perspectives that helped predict the entity's movements. Humanity's greatest achievement wasn't our technology, Sarah explained as the fleet moved into final position. It was recognizing that true strength comes from diversity. The precursors failed because they fought alone. We won't make the same mistake. The void entities surged forward, their impossible forms distorting spacetime. But this time, the Unified Fleet was ready. Ships moved in perfect coordination, their enhanced weapons creating geometric patterns of force that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously. All ships, execute Protocol Prometheus, Sarah commanded. Across the galaxy, humanity's hidden installations activated in perfect synchronization. Quantum energy coursed through ancient networks, creating a web of 11-dimensional force that encompassed the entire galactic core. The void entities found themselves trapped in a cage built from the combined technological achievements of every spacefaring race. Each species' unique approach to physics and energy manipulation added another layer of complexity, creating a prison that even these cosmic horrors couldn't comprehend. 3,000 years ago, Sarah broadcast to the fleet. Humanity discovered these entities and realized we couldn't defeat them alone. So we didn't try to build a bigger weapon or a stronger shield. Instead, we built this, a network designed to unite the galaxy's civilizations and turn their combined innovation into something greater than the sum of its parts. The void entities thrashed against their quantum cage, but each movement only entangled them further in the 11-dimensional web. The Unified Fleet pressed their advantage, ships moving in patterns that mirrored the very mathematical foundations of reality. All ships, prepare for final convergence, Sarah ordered. What you're about to witness is the true purpose of humanity's preparations. We're not just going to defeat these entities, we're going to remake them. The Hyperion's hull flowed like liquid starlight as it activated its ultimate configuration. Quantum energy surged through the ship in patterns that made reality itself sing with harmonic resonance. Throughout the galaxy, humanity's hidden installations pulsed in sync. The entities exist as wounds in reality, Sarah explained as the fleet moved into final attack position. They consume fundamental forces because they're incomplete beings, lacking the complexity to generate their own energy patterns. We're going to give them that complexity, whether they want it or not. At Sarah's command, every ship in the Unified Fleet fired simultaneously. But they weren't launching traditional weapons. Instead, each vessel contributed its unique energy signature to a symphony of fundamental forces. The combined attack struck the void entities like a tsunami of pure creation. The entities' impossible forms began to transform. Where before they existed as wholes in reality, now they were being forced to adapt to the complex patterns being fed into them. The combined technological approaches of dozens of civilizations rewrote the very nature of these cosmic horrors. Look, Ambassador Krell gasped as the entity's transformation became clear. They're becoming something else. The void entities, once beings of pure consumption, were being reshaped into something new. Their forms crystallized into structures that existed harmoniously within normal spacetime. their hunger for fundamental forces replaced with the ability to generate their own energy patterns. This was humanity's true plan, Sarah revealed as the transformation completed, not to destroy the entities, but to help them evolve, to take beings of pure destruction and show them a better way to exist. Just as we've helped the galaxy's civilizations learn to work together. The battle ended not with destruction, but with transformation. Where the void entities had been, new beings now existed, entities of creation rather than consumption. The unified fleet had achieved what the precursors never imagined possible. They had turned their greatest enemy into something better. As the quantum energy fields dissipated, Sarah opened a channel to all ships. "This is humanity's gift to the galaxy," she announced. "Not just the technology to defend ourselves, but the proof that together we can achieve the impossible. The entities are no longer a threat. They're a reminder of what we can accomplish when we unite our strengths." Ambassador Krell looked at the transformed entities with wonder. "What happens now?" Sarah smiled as she began receiving reports from across the galaxy. Humanity's hidden installations were revealing themselves, offering their technological wealth to all species. The quantum enhancement of ships and systems had permanently changed the face of galactic civilization. "Now," she said, "we build something new." Humanity didn't spend 3,000 years hiding. We spent it preparing for this moment. A galaxy united not by fear or power, but by the shared achievement of doing what no single civilization could do alone. The unified fleet began to disperse, but the bonds forged in battle would never truly fade. Humanity had returned not as conquerors or saviors, but as catalysts for change. They had proven that true strength lies not in domination, but in the power to transform enemies into allies and fear into hope. As the Hyperion set course for Earth, dormant for 3 millennia, but now ready to welcome its children home, Sarah looked out at the transformed galaxy with pride. Humanity's legacy would not be the weapons they built or the technology they developed, but the unity they helped forge among the stars.